Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'll explore one of the most exciting TV series of recent times. I'll be taking a deep dive into The Last of Us, which is the TV adaptation of the critically acclaimed video game franchise that took the world by storm. For those unfamiliar with the show, The Last of Us is a post-apocalyptic action-adventure drama series that follows the journey of Joel and Ellie, two survivors in a world ravaged by a deadly virus that turned most of humanity into flesh-eating monsters. As a fan of the first game, I was eager to see how the show would adapt the storyline and characters into a live-action format, and I was blown away by the production value and the attention to detail that went into bringing this world to life. So let's delve into every aspect of the show, from its direction and writing to the performance of its cast and the overall impact that it had on its audience. So without further ado, let's jump in and take a closer look at why The Last of Us is truly a fantastic series that deserves all the praise it has received. So let's talk about the story. It takes place 20 years after a fungal infection has wiped out most of humanity and transformed many into zombie-like creatures. The show follows the story of Joel, a smuggler, tasked with escorting the teenager Ellie across a dangerous and chaotic post-apocalyptic United States. Along the way, the duo encounters numerous obstacles and must face complex moral dilemmas that challenge their survival instincts and force them to question their humanity. One of the key themes explored in the show is the idea of surviving and how it can push people to their limits. Throughout the series, Joel and Ellie encounter a range of characters who are all trying to survive in their way, whether forming alliances or resorting to violence. The show also explores the concept of loss and how it affects individuals in a post-apocalyptic world, with many characters having experienced trauma and heartbreak. One of the key standout aspects of the show is the performance of Pedro Pascal, who plays Joel. His character's development throughout the show is a major highlight, and watching him struggle to connect with Ellie is heartbreaking and compelling. Regarding the story, it is a tense and engaging drama that keeps viewers on the edge of their seats. The production design and score also deserve a special mention, adding the show's atmosphere and sense of dread, and I'll talk more about that later. When it comes to the visual style of The Last of Us, it's hard to overstate just how immersive and cinematic the show feels. The series is a masterclass in inventive cinematography, and its sense of scope and scale wouldn't be out of place on the big screen. The show's visual elements contribute immensely to its overall impact, creating an uneasy atmosphere that keeps the audience wondering. One of the show's stars is undoubtedly Senja Sarita, the cinematographer. Sarita's deeply cinematic style is evident from the first scene, a haunting opening set in 1968 that sees a pair of epidemiologists appearing on a talk show to discuss the possibility of a global pandemic. Rather than conventionally shooting this scene, Sarita uses close-ups and intercuts them with shots of gawping audience members, creating an unnerving sense of foreshadowing that sets the tone for the series. Perhaps the most jaw-dropping shot of the series comes during the initial zombie outbreak, which is covered in a captivating oddity that took 4 weeks to shoot. Sarita's camera captures the chaos from the perspective of the characters, putting the audience in their shoes and making the action feel all the more immediate and visceral. The scene culminates in a giant passenger plane crashing down on the street behind them, providing an exciting start to the series' undead action. One of the most striking things about The Last of Us is its refusal to stick to the standard visual style of television. Rather than limiting itself to a three-walled set or a recurring cast of characters, the show follows the camera wherever the story goes. This is evident in the 2003 section of the plot, which focuses on Joel's daughter Sarah and her day-to-day life. This focus on Sarah makes her untimely death even more heartbreaking and sets up Joel's character arc for the rest of the series. As Joel and Ellie embark on their treacherous journey across a post-apocalyptic wasteland, the show introduces audiences to new pastures of this dystopian, zombie-infested alternate America. Finally, it's worth noting that The Last of Us proves that television doesn't have to be a writer's medium. While the show's writing is excellent, some of its most powerful moments are unspoken, relying on the cinematographer's visuals to convey the emotion and intensity of the scene. This is perhaps most evident in the scene where Joel beats a soldier to death, a moment that is all the more powerful for its lack of dialogue. In conclusion, The Last of Us is a cinematography and visual storytelling masterclass. From the haunting opening scene to the thrilling oddity during the initial outbreak, the show's visuals are immersive, inventive, and deeply cinematic, and the cinematographers do a great job with this. Joel is a complex and layered character. He is a man who has experienced unimaginable loss and is struggling to overcome terms with it. Pascal's performance is particularly noteworthy in how he conveys the inner turmoil that Joel experiences. His subtle expressions and body language communicate the character's emotions effectively. Joel is a man who is guarded and closed off, but as the show progresses, he starts to open up to Ellie. Ellie, played by Ramsey, is a young girl who has had to grow up quickly in a world ravaged by a deadly virus. Despite her tough exterior, Ramsey's portrayal of Ellie captures her vulnerability and fear. Her character grows and evolves as she gets closer to Joel, and Ramsey does an excellent job portraying this growth. The show's co-writers Neil Druckmann and Craig Mazin have done an excellent job of adapting the characters from the video game to the screen. They've made some changes, particularly in how Joel's character is developed. Still, these changes have only enhanced the character's depth. More on depth, Pedro Pascal's performance is awe-inspiring in conveying Joel's anxiety and fear. He experiences crippling panic attacks that leave him disoriented and unable to function. These moments are compelling, and Pascal's acting is a significant reason they are so effective. The way Pascal conveys Joel's inner relationship with Ellie is another area where his performance shines. As Joel grows closer to Ellie, Pascal portrays this evolution subtly and complexly. He conveys the character's affection for Ellie without losing sight of Joel's guardedness. Altogether, Pascal's performance as Joel is remarkable. His acting is a significant reason why The Last of Us is such a captivating show. When it comes to creating a captivating story, music and sound design play a crucial role in enhancing the overall experience. In the case of The Last of Us, the show's music and sound design are no exception, and they have contributed immensely to the show's emotional impact. Gustavo Santaolalla, the composer behind the 2013 video game, returned to write the music for the TV series while adding several other songs. The result is a soundtrack perfectly capturing the show's post-apocalyptic setting and emotional tone. The composer's use of acoustic instruments like guitar and banjo and haunting melodies creates a sense of loneliness and desperation that perfectly captures the show's bleak world. In addition to Santaolla's original score, the show also features beloved songs from popular culture. These songs add depth to the show's world building by giving audience a sense of the character's cultural references and experiences. For example, the show uses songs from different decades to imply a code, with songs from the 1960s meaning nothing new for trade, while songs from 1970s suggest a new inventory. This attention to detail creates a more immersive experience for the audience. Furthermore, the show's sound design is just as important as its music. The sound design helps to create a sense of place and heightens the show's tension. The use of silence in certain scenes, such as during moments of danger, creates a sense of unease and anticipation. The use of ambient sound effects like wind blowing or animals scurrying in the background creates a sense of realism and adds to the show's overall atmosphere. The music and sound design are critical to the show's success and add to its overall emotional impact. The show's use of original music, popular songs, and sound effects, coupled with its attention to detail, creates a natural and immersive world. For my overall opinion of the show, I really loved it. It's an exceptional production that honored its source material while taking its own detours for added depth and grace. The storytelling is spacious and complex, and the emotion bond between Joel and Ellie is one of the more impressive aspects of the show. However, I have to admit that I was a little disappointed with the ending. The finale felt rushed and lacked the suspense that made the show so great up until that point. While I understand that the show followed the original narrative, it could have benefited one or two more episodes to stick the landing properly. Overall, The Last of Us is still a fantastic show worth watching. Before I end the video, to answer the burning question on everyone's mind, yes, there will be another season of The Last of Us. And not only that, it will dive deeper into the story of The Last of Us Part 2, which promises to be just as emotionally charged and intense as the first season. And that's it for my overview of the show. As a fan of the series, I hope you found this video informative and insightful. The show has captivated audiences with its tense storyline, memorable characters, and exceptional performances. The Last of Us is a true masterpiece. But what do you think of the show? Do you agree with my assessment, or have you had a different opinion? I'd love to hear from you and continue discussing this fantastic series. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And remember to subscribe to my channel for more content like this. I really do put a lot of effort into these videos, so I'd greatly appreciate it if you'd subscribe and show some support. Until next time, watch great TV shows, and I'll see you in the following video. Peace.